The best deck when this game came out, is it still the best? Hello guys and welcome back to another cold episode. On today's episode, obviously Zoodiac Tri-Brigade isn't the best, I'm not gonna lie to you. But they did get quite a bit of stuff back. Notably, Barrage is back at 3, Rapier is back at 1, and Trident is back at 3 as well. Now I've already talked about this deck, but I've been on a kick lately. I've really enjoyed Tri-Brigade, and I wanted to revisit this deck again with the new meta. Might as well revisit some of the old stuff and see how well it does. So let's quickly go by the card and the explanation. Starting off with the Zoodiacs. Zoodiacs are fantastic, allowing you access to the Zeus line as well as Utopic, which is all very nice and dandy. So that's kind of the idea with the Zoodiacs. We're playing quite a few of them actually, not a whole lot in actual names, but more specifically off of things like Tenki and Barrage. So we are playing 1 Rapier, 2 Whiptail, 2 Thoroughblade, and 2 Ram. This is pretty good. It basically means that almost all of your hands are going to have some way to a Zoodiac, which is pretty nice. I basically had no games that I can think of where I didn't draw a Zoodiac, so this is a pretty nice lineup in 41 as well. Then we are playing, of course, the triple Tenki and the triple Barrage to see additional Zoodiacs. Pretty nice, all things considered. As for the rest of the cards, we're playing the 2 Nerval. Only 2, yes, I know. This card's not really all that great in this specific deck, mostly because it's not the... You're basically only using it to send it to the graveyard to then get the search for another card. So it's good, but it's not insane. We're also not playing Almirage, so again, not exactly a card that we want to see all that much. So we're only playing 2. We're also playing only 1 Kit and 1 Kairos, because the only reason that we're seeing them is off of Fractal or the Nerval search or something like that. So yeah, we're also playing 3 Fractal with 3 searchers of Fractal with Tenki. So not all that bad. Still pretty consistent. As for the rest of the cards, it's basically all hand traps, or non-engine, which is what makes this deck so good. We are playing ourselves 3 Droll and Lockbird, or sorry, 2 Droll and Lockbird. It's good, don't get me wrong, but it's not that good against every deck. Things like Branded, or even this deck in particular, a lot of decks can play through Droll pretty efficiently. While it is very good against Super Heavy Samurai and Manadimian, they're not the end-all be-all. So we're only playing 2. We're also playing 2 Nibiru for stuff like that as well. So again, we still have contingencies. Of course, we're playing 3 Maxis as well. 2 Gamma, 1 Driver, triple Ash Blossom, and yeah, that's it for the hand traps. We're also, however, playing a lot of going second cards as well. We're playing the 2 triple tack as well as 3 Forbidden Droplets. Honestly, this deck might be better going second. I literally won both of, I won 2 coin flips for the 2 replays that you're about to see. And both of them, one I chose to go second, did really well. One I chose to go first, did really well. It's just kind of up to you. Honestly, that's one thing that I really like about this deck, is the fact that it does go second so very well because of things like Zeus. So there's that. We're also playing 2 Called By, and then of course 1 Revolt. I was originally playing Crossout, but honestly, Crossout's not all that great right now for this deck. Mostly because you don't really care about a lot of the hand traps besides Maxi, and honestly, even Maxi, you can play around pretty efficiently by just making Trident or like, I don't know, like Bearbrum into Rugal search Revolt pass, which is still pretty decent. So it's not really that big of a deal. And with Crossout, if I'm playing Droplet, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to play Crossout, because a lot of the hand traps that I'm playing, I guess it still would work, but it's not as good. So instead, I just cut the Crossout for the 3rd Droplet and played 41. As for the extra deck, it's pretty tight. Basically, all of these cards are needed. So that's kind of why it is the way that it is. We're playing 1 Utopic as well as 1 Utopic Draco Future. We're also playing 1 Tiger Mortar, 1 Borbo for our Zoodiacs, and then 2 Trident and 2 Chalkanine. Yeah, 2 Chalkanine is almost guaranteed that you're going to need them. 2 Trident, maybe not so much. You could maybe get away with 1, but it's definitely better to play 2 so that you have the ability to special summon back another guy. So yeah, that's basically it. It basically means that you have like another way to like remove monsters and stuff like that. It's nice. But there you go. And then, of course, 1 Zeus. We are then playing for our Tri-Brigades, the 1 Ferrigite, the 1 Bearbrum, the 1 Rugal, 2 Shureg. 2 Shureg comes up quite often, so I would suggest playing 2. And then 1 Apollosa. Apollosa could probably be cut. I never actually ended up summoning this, so this is probably the most cuttable card. This could be, like, Almirage. It could be Lightheart. Could be a thing. It could be access code talker. It could be another Zoodiac if you wanted to. Like, for example, maybe the third Chalk9 or something like that. But honestly, there's not really a great option outside of Apollousa, and it's still decent. So don't get me wrong, it's still a good card to have, because it's something that you can go into off of like a Farajit and Bearbrum and stuff like that. So anyway, that's going to be it for the deck list. Let's hop into the replays and show you how this deck performed. Alright, so as I said, I have a replay for going first and for going second, and here is my going second hand. And yeah, I actually chose to go second, so my opponent's going to play maybe a little bit differently than they originally would. So I'm going to start off here with the Fenrir, and I'm like, oh, cool, you searched out the Rice Heart, so almost assuredly, this is a Vanquish Soul, and of course it was. Vanquish Soul, Pantera, go for the Rock. Rock is going to add back the Pantera. I'm like, cool, totally fine. We drew Droplet, so I'm basically like, yeah, this hand, or this board doesn't do anything. Awesome. Anyway, draw second Nibiru, of course. I'm gonna go for the Tenki here, activate its effect to grab up the Rat Pier. Do you have to draw? No? Okay, cool. Activate the Rat Pier, dump the Ram. My opponent's gonna activate the Fenrir. Oh no! Whatever shall I send away the board? Actually send the Nibiru, because they're not gonna do anything, and the Tenki. I'm gonna negate both. Yeah, the Rock the Vanquisher is not gonna stick around. It's not going to have its effect. That's just not a thing. Out comes the Chalk9. Chalk9 effect is going to detach in order to grab that back the Ram. We're going to special summon the Ram. We are then going to go and actually activate Barrage here, popping the Ram, which is fantastic, because out comes a Whiptail. Ram effect is going to grab the Rat Pier, special summon. Then we are going to go into Dryden. So we're making Utopic and Dryden here. That's kind of the idea. We're going to go into Tiger Mortar, and we are going to detach our Rat Pier in order to attach the Ram to our Dryden, so that it has slightly more attack. And then into Utopic Draco. And we still have Nibiru in hand, as well as the Dryden, as well as the Barrage. So I'm feeling pretty good here. We're gonna walk over the Fenrir with the effect of our Whiptail, and then deal 3,000 damage and pass the turn. They do have 5 cards in hand, so it is a little scary, but honestly, this seems pretty good against Vanquish Soul. They're going to go for a Pantera, special summon out the Pantera. They're going to activate the effect of the Druidus Worm, and then activate Soul Dust, and I'm like, okay. I'm almost 100% certain that they were going to put the Utopic Draco face down, so I was like, sure, that's fine. And then I see them normal summon Mad Love, and I go, oh, you don't have anything for this Pantera, right? I see them search out Soul Devil, and I'm like, yeah, okay, so I'm just going to pop this Pantera. I know one of the cards in your hand, there's no shot the other two are the exact attributes that you need. And then they go for Cerberus, and I'm like, what? So this is very confusing to me, but I get what the idea is here. The idea is basically link off these two. Druidus Worm can deal with the Dryden at the very least, and then the Cerberus pitch a card can deal with the Utopic. And that's what they decide to go for. It does clear the field, but I still have Barrage. So I'm a little confused by this, but I mean, to be fair, they didn't really have a good out or a good clean out to the Utopic. So I get it. I just don't like it. I draw Ash for turn, which is kind of funny. I'm going to activate the Barrage here, targeting itself. They Ash. That was the last card that they saved. They saved Ash, by the way. Certainly a choice. I get it. I'll just pass. Like, I have Ash Blossom, so again, if they draw like a Raisin or something like that, I'm not really too concerned. If they drew Maxi, or again, there's like almost everything Ash kind of counters right now, so I'm really not that concerned. Even if they had drawn a Vanquish Soul, they couldn't have gone into Rock, so again, not really too concerned here. I draw Kairos, finally. I'm going to activate the Barrage, they're going to activate the Maxi, I'm going to activate my Ash, fantastic. They don't have anything. This is just going to be a hop, skip, and a jump to lethal, so let's see what we can do here. Special summon out the Whiptail. Go into Borbo, go into Chalk9. I'm not going to use the Borbo. Borbo's just to detach here. So we're going to detach, bring out the Ram. Go into a Dryden here, Dryden effect. Or sorry, no Dryden effect. I just want to torture my opponent. So then I normal summon the Kairos, and my opponent just concedes that. Yeah. Sometimes you're just better. I still had Nibiru that entire time. Cool. Should have pitched both Nibirus, maybe. Alright, and here we are going first on a very chilly board. I really like it. This may look like a very bad hand, because it is. We're going to normal summon Ram, go into Chalk9, and then just make Dryden. I don't really have the necessary Xyz to go into, so I just decided to use my second Chalk9 to kind of put another material onto the Dryden, so at the very least it has stats. Anyway. main phase 1, they're going to activate, they're going to go for chicken game, and I'm like, cool, here's Droll. I don't know how you play through Droll, so there's that. I'm actually going to pop the Astrograph Sorcerer here, because I'm like, you don't have another, you have another scale. Well, turns out my 2 called bys are really bad in this matchup. So my opponent does some damage, goes into Electromite effect, yada yada, yeah, I'm skipping through this because it's super boring, and it was even more boring when my opponent was playing, because honestly, I have like nothing I can do here. Yeah, this seems pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. I draw Kit. Wait, that's actually crazy. My opponent is going to attempt to special summon, and they got rid of all of their tokens, or all of their spell counters, that's what they're called. So now I have Kit, that does something. Now, I do a silly, but honestly, I can't really do all that much here. I don't really have the necessary, like, corner case Xyz or link monsters, so I just go for Rual here. I link those off into Ferrigheat, seems weird. It's to get Kit into the grave, so we go Kit, send Nerval effect, grab Fractal, and out comes the Ferrigheat. We're going to also banish an additional 2 to go for the Bearbrum, and then just link those off for Shureg effect. I actually banished the Xyz, or the Pendulum, because I'm more concerned about that. I walk over the Electromite as well as the Endymion. Maybe I should have walked over Jackal. I don't know. I walk over the Endymion. It's fine. And we pass the turn. Honestly, walking over Endymion was the correct play. This guy pops itself during the standby phase. They're going to go for the Spell Power Mastery, and at this point, it's not looking great. Anyway, they go for Mystical Bestiary, which is a very funny card. Out comes Endymion! Again! Endymion 2, Electric Boogaloo. They just go to battle phase. Here's the thing. They, of course, have an out to Shureg, and just choose to not go into it. And it's very confusing as to why, because of what they do next. In main phase 2, they're going to link off into IP Masquerena. I'm like, cool. So we're just going to pass on this, right? Like that? No. We're going to go into Bestower of Flames. Okay, yeah, Promethean Princess. Sure, special summon a fire monster. No. I'm going to banish the Electromite and negate it with Called By. This is like the only instance in which Called By actually comes up. And then they make an even dumber play. Link those 2 off for Amblo Whale. Now, to be fair, Amblo Whale is actually not that bad, especially with Promethean Princess in the graveyard. However, the only other card I have is Called By. I draw Revolt, by the way, which is very funny. Now, I have 2 options here. Option 1. Crash Shureg myself into the Amblo Whale to get a search for like a Zoodiac to potentially do Zoodiac stuff. Not great. Why? Because Amblo Whale still just like special summons a guy, right? And on top of that, Shureg was made correctly. I link summoned this card. I didn't banish cards to special summon this guy, right? So this guy was properly summoned, right? Meaning they can steal. I guess they couldn't have stolen that. But they could steal one of my monsters if they wanted to, which is kind of funny. They could also potentially special summon back an IP Masquerena. It's just like, it's better if I just hold off. So I'm just going to wait. Because, like, I drew Revolt. Like, that's crazy, right? So my opponent's going to go for the chicken game, and I'm like, yeah, sure. Anyway, they draw Spell Power Mastery. They're going to add the Servant of Endymion, and then just pass. Sorry, they go to the battle phase. They're going to walk up to the Shureg, and I'm like, oh, fantastic. This is great for me. I get to search Rat Pier. Fantastic already. And then, yeah, we now get to go Revolt. All of these monsters that are in the Banish pile, yeah, we're just going to put them back. They're just all going to go into the grave, which is fantastic for me. So out comes Trident, out comes the Ram, out comes Choconine. We're going to link all of those off for the second Shureg. This is why you play 2. Out comes Shureg number 2, Electric Boogaloo. And at this point, the game is basically over. Unless they have, like, I don't know what they could possibly have. Nibiru, and I play into it. But it's Endymion. They don't have Nibiru. Anyway, I also search Fractal here, and I draw Droll, which is very funny. I draw off of it the effect of the chicken game, because it's reciprocal. A Maxi. Yeah. Sometimes yours is better. Anyway, out comes the Choconine. We are going to banish here with the Shureg effect. Out comes the Choconine effect to grab up the Ram, and then we're going to go into Trident. I'm going to make Utopic here, because that's lethal as well. So yeah, we're gonna pop here. We're gonna go for the Ram effect to bring back a second Trident. I think I misplayed this. I think what I was supposed to do is actually bring back the Chalkanine so that we could have gone for the we go Tiger Mortar, detach, attach to the Chalkanine, a material, doesn't matter which one, and then Chalkanine effect can bring back something like a Trident, right, or what have you. It doesn't really matter too much. But I think that would have been a better play, because I would have had an extra material, which I could have potentially used for something. It wouldn't have been used for anything, I'm not gonna lie. But my opponent sees the writing on the wall and just concedes, which is, you know, fair. Alright, we're back with the deck, and honestly, yeah, this deck is pretty good. Again, I think Zoodiac is very, very slept on. One of its biggest advantages is the fact that it can go second so very effectively, with very minimal cards actually committed to the board. As well as it allows you to play a lot of hand traps, which I think hand traps right now are very, very nice. Things like Droll entirely shut down turns. Things like Maxi are similar, right? Nibiru is at a premium at the current moment. So lots of stuff like that are very advantageous for specifically specifically Zoodiac. So I think it's in a better spot right now than it was in like the previous meta, right? But even with that being said, I still think this deck is underrated. I think it's very strong, I think it's very fun as well, and that's basically it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you guys did indeed enjoy it. If you did, I like this very much, so appreciate it. And if you want to check out more content like this, as well as more Yu-Gi-Oh!, then just be sure to subscribe. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and remember to always stay frosty. Bye-bye. Shout out to the Frost Guard, my members. Thank you guys so much for the support, and I hope you enjoy the content.